Hello friends, this is our ninth essay that we are discussing. We have seen of studies of truth, of love, of followers and friends, of friendship, of revenge, isn't it? And now this is of travel. Now the main points introduction. In our introduction we will see the main points. The main points first. Bacon says, give some general advice. So first is general. Some general guidance you can say when you go the touring or travel. You can say tourists, what they should do, how they should behave, and so on. So the general is that it says, as far as the young people are concerned, it is education. It's education for the young. And experience for the elder. How does travel help you? If you are an elder person, this will be an experience again. Go visiting places. If you are a younger person, you can say every year you go study tour. So that is education, for this education. That before you go, you must have, if suppose you are going to Spain, you must have learned some Spanish. At least communicate together. Take a guide and also use diaries. So before going, you should have basic knowledge about the language. Basic knowledge about the language of the country that you visit. If it is Spain, Spanish. If it is Italy, Italian. If it is India, Hindi. Like that. And also take a guide, an experienced person with you. A guide with you. And plus take diaries. Yes. So what you should do is that you should learn to write diaries. So this is general guidance for all those who travel, elder or younger. For younger people it is education, for elder people it is experience. Always. Then what the second point is, what would be or what could be tourist attractions? Tourist attractions. That's the second point. So very long list. Mainly Bacon says that it is monuments, places of importance, heritages, triumphs, processions. See that these are all tourist carnivals and so on. Festivals. These are the things that you can go and enjoy. Tourist attractions. There's a very long list. As some of this I told you, my monuments and so on. Suppose you are a young man and you want to gather much from a short visit. So young people gather much from travel. What are the things that you have to do? That's the next point. It says again, as Bacon said, so some knowledge about the language that you are going to, the place where you are going to visit. Second is a guide or a servant. Take a guide or a servant. Servant with you. Guide or a servant with you. Otherwise, you won't be in a position to know what place is more important than the other places. Listen. Then you see, you read or take a book, travel guide you can say. Today's travel guide. Say it can be a book or a card. This is card. A book or a card. See, I have a card about the country. If you are visiting Egypt, then you read something about Egypt. Or take a book on Egypt, take a card on Egypt, or to take a guide on Egypt. Understand? And next, of course, you must take a diary because you don't have much time now. So young man, and the young man should learn many things. So you don't have much time. Therefore, you go equipped. And another point is fifth point is change lodging. Change lodging. Because suppose you are visiting a city, don't stay at one place. For 3 days you stay in a lodge, then move to another place so that you can know more about things. Understand? And is it that don't mix with the people of your own country. Suppose you go to Egypt, you find that suppose you are an Indian and you go to Egypt, you find there are many Indians there. Don't go and mix with them. That you can mix, coming back you have to go to your own people. But always go and make friends with the place of your visit. So don't mix with your own people. Your own people. But people of the country that you visit. Country that you visit. So that's what is very important. But otherwise you won't be able to learn things. If you suppose you are an Indian, you go and live with Indians, then that is just like living in India. Understand? So if you go there, then try to meet as many Egyptians as possible. Understand? So that's very important. And that is get recommendations before you go to that place. Especially get some names of some VIPs or VVIPs, ambassadors or secretaries and so on. So that in case you are in trouble, you can contact them and you should get the help. So that is the seventh point. Get recommendations. Get recommendations. Sorry, that's not space here. So I think now it's clear. Now get recommendations of people. So there are 7 points. Remember, if you are a young man and you want to gather much, you have to take a lot of information. Then what should you do? First, you should know the language of the place where you are visiting. Second, you take a guide or a servant. Third, you have a card or a book describing that country or city. Take a diary with you. Change lodging. See, suppose somebody is visiting Calcutta. Then you land. When you land there, you say suppose you are taken lodging in the center of the city. After 3 or 4 days, you should shift to another part of the city. That way, that should be changed. And then he says, don't mix with the native people. Native people means your own people, your countrymen. Don't mix with them. Don't make friends with them. Because that would be just like you are living here in your place, not to travel, not a place where you are going as a tourist. So as far as possible, you make friends with them. And then he says, the next and the most important thing is that get recommendations. There's no place here. So here 7. Gets recommendations. Recommendations from VIPs. So before going there, you find out who are the VIPs there and somehow get in touch with them or through somebody and get some their addresses so that when you are in trouble, you can contact them. Understand? Yeah. And then what happens is that, that is for young people. And then again continue. So we have seen now general education of the young and also experience, etc. And we come to the fourth point. The fourth is, if you are getting acquaintance, get acquainted with the secretaries and ambassadors of that country. That is, so get in secretaries and ambassadors. Ambassador level. So that you get some access to, say, important places and so on. A very important point here is, fifth is, no quarrels in a foreign country. No quarrels. So no quarrels. And don't get acquainted with choleric men. Choleric. Choleric means that is a character. Choleric means people who have got that choleric temperament. They are all quarrelsome people. They are lean and thin, and always they will go in search of quarrel. That's the thing. So don't do that. Understand? And when you come back, sixth point, keep up. Come back. Keep up correspondence with the country you visited. Keep up correspondence with the country. Don't forget that. Out of sight, out of mind, that is not a good character. No. Out of sight, out of mind. You must have some friends there, so keep on writing and exchanging. Now these days it's very easy. Vacancies, there's no email. Now you have got email and so you can. Then, after coming back home, one point is that you should keep a correspondence. Second is that it says your travel, what you learned, that should be shown in your discourse, not in your dress. That is. So the effect of your travel should be shown in discourse, not in dress. Some people, say maybe they go from one place to another, come back with all the fashions of that place. That will be very strange. Another point is, don't take initiative to tell stories, but you should answer questions. If somebody asks, how is life there? Then you explain. You don't become, don't take initiative to tell that, when I visited that place, I met this, not wrong with that. Understand? So that is, discourse. Answer questions. Answer questions. Don't tell stories. Don't take initiative to tell stories. See that? Another is, don't imitate the manners. Don't imitate the manners. Imitate the manners of the country that you visited. Instead, you can make use of the best customs of that place. Suppose you go from a place where you don't wash your hands, but when you visit a place, they are always washing hands. Means not always you cannot wash. But say before, let's put it like this. Suppose you find that in one place, in your place, you are eating with your hands. But the place where you visited, you find that they are using a spoon. So you can imitate that, because anyway it is better to use a spoon than your hands. Very often what happens, you forget to wash. Sometimes it happens that you are not clean and so on. So if you have a spoon, that will be better. So that way, if useful customs you can adopt. Otherwise, don't show manners. So if you say, I remember one day what happened. I met a person who was in America for some time, came back, he was a friend of mine, came back, and after every sentence he would say, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So maybe they are doing it like that. You need not import that here, because here it looks very strange. You can say thanks or something like that. So that's the very important point. So what is that? Don't imitate manners. Then what can you use? Some of the customs of the place which you find can be adopted in your place. Understand? So that's what you should do. Don't imitate manners, but useful customs. Useful customs. I tell you this is a very informative and useful essay. Even if it is not included in the syllabus, you must read it. Just read the plan of this essay. One, why general observations. What importance travel has in life? For the young it is education, for the elder it is experience. Then, before you go, how you should be equipped? You must have some knowledge about the country you visit, the language of the country that you visit, and then about the country, take a guide with you, and also take diaries so that you can note down important points. Then second is tourist attractions. What should you go and see? What should you visit? It's a very long list that we will see, like heritages, zoos, then triumphs, then festivals, then townships, then monuments, and so on. And third is, don't go and while away your time. Some people do like that. So third is, young people to gather much, say especially for their education. What should they do? How should they be equipped? One, they should have a bit of knowledge. Second, take a guide or seven. Third, take a travel guide. Four, a diary with you. Five, change lodging in the same city. Six, don't mix with your countrymen, then mix with the people of that place. And seven, get recommendations. Some important questions, recommendations. And then you find fourth one is, if recommendations, it is better to have secretaries and ambassadors. Fifth one is, no quarrels. Suppose you go outside somewhere in a foreign country and start fighting, then what will happen is that definitely all those people, the country that you visit, is their country. So you don't expect that they will be supporting you. Normally not. So very dangerous. There will be no friends of yours there, see, therefore it's very dangerous, risky. Keep correspondence when after you are coming home. You return, no? There will be some few friends you might have made friends of that country, so people of that country, so keep writing or email. Okay. Then effect of the travel should be shown only in discourse, not in dress. Suppose you dress like you go to Egypt or some other place, let's say you are going to Antarctica, then coming back to this place, you dress like the people of Antarctica or Eskimos. How terrible it will be, isn't it? So don't do that. Then answer questions. Don't take initiative to tell stories. So very often what happens is, some people they visit foreign countries, come back, and they tell you stories about places which they have never seen. See that? So don't do like that, and you will be in trouble. And answer questions, don't tell stories. Again, don't imitate the manners of that place. See that? So in some countries you will see, they will say like this. But in your country, suppose you say like this, or in this way. Keep this. Not after coming here, immediately change your way of greeting. Understand? That's not good. Keep your way of but if you find there are some good customs, say cleanliness or spitting on the road. Suppose in your place people spit on the road, you find when you go to another place, another city, say foreign country, you find that they are not spitting on the road. There are spitting boxes there, and also waste and other things are not scattered on the road, and so you find, that's a very good idea. You come back and also practice that kind of thing. So, perfect guide for travel. You will take this up one by one. Till then, bye. Have a nice day.